go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robe Zoe channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Bvlgari. This one called Maravilla. Now this is part of the gem line from Bvlgari that got a lot of traction within our fragrance community with Tigar. I did a samples on that one, and what an overpriced designer fragrance that was. It really smelled like, you know, people that like designer fragrances that have too much money and created some sort of hype. Really just no quality whatsoever, which was sad to see. The bottles look gorgeous. I love the brand of Bvlgari. I think they can do a great high-end line, but this is, you know, I'm starting to delving more and more into the line, and we'll see if we can find ourselves some gems as per the name, right? I'd appreciate if you haven't subscribed yet. What are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit the like button. Much appreciated. Let's take a look at the notes on this one. This is from the women's aisle of this line. So they've kind of split them different bottle shapes, all that. So you're going to see a little more florals in this one. This was released back in 2014. Famed nose, Daniela Andrier. So this is a 30 ml. This is a 1 ounce. This is a tiny little bottle. And again, this was a Fragflex return. So we'll see. Beautiful bottle design for a little 30 ml, right? A lot of detail to it. It's probably not cheap. At that, even at that 1 ounce, right? This is not under $100. So how am I going to, okay. So we are going to smell this one. And I'm seeing a lot of citruses. I'm seeing peach, the famed peach. Peach always scares me a little bit when I see that in fragrances. So we'll put it on strip first. Atomizer is pretty good for a little bottle like this. I'm gonna have to hold this like a torch because this is gonna just roll off. So let's smell this. Really flat citrus. Yeah, not bright, uplifting. It's very flat. It feels like it wants to be bright, but really it isn't. The peach is there, but it's not overly femme like sometimes it does for me. So it has a little, it's very light on the peach, and the jasmine is back in that. So let's put it on skin. Let's see what we get. You know, I'm doing 3-4 sprays here. This bottle is going to be empty. I'll have nothing to decant left. Yeah, so yeah, a flat lemon. It wants, like, it feels like, you know, when you smell a bergamot or a lemon or a lime or something, it has that bright uplifting. Not that this doesn't have it, but there's some that have that really big sparkle to them. This is what I'm trying to say. This is a little flat. There's some peach, that's your added fruit in here. The peach is very light on the trigger, so it's not big. The citrus is your major player in this introduction. There's a little bit of a creamy jasmine backing all this. The jasmine actually smooths out the fragrance, so it's very smooth as a fragrance, which, you know, can lend to saying, hey, it has really good blending, which it seems like it does. It has a little bit of patchouli here, a little bit of green, but yeah, at the end of the day, you know, this Bvlgari line keeps disappointing me. Men's aisle, women's aisle. Again, maybe I'm checking out the wrong ones. Again, Tigar was a big hype train, so you never know until you try it. This one, I don't think is a big thing in the women's aisle. Honestly, I would be surprised if there's, you know, a handful of reviews on this line. Bvlgari does give out free bottles, but not as much as like a PDM or anything like that, so I can't really fault them for the free bottle brigade. This to me doesn't smell like anything new. It kind of smells like something I could most likely find in the designer aisle around $100, in the woman's aisle. Just being honest. There's nothing here that screams niche. Nothing here that screams high end. Nothing in this blending or this fragrance smells like $200, $300, $400 worth of fragrance. And I know like the 30 mil is not, but the 100, the big boy bottles are very expensive, super expensive. Probably one of the more expensive higher end lines in the game, which is, again, big lines like this, just because it's expensive doesn't mean that it's great. And maybe, and that's the thing with me as a fragrance reviewer, price tag does matter, in a way. And I'm a little harsher on fragrances that are $400 than versus the ones that are 30, 40 bucks. And I should be, honestly. It's with everything else in the world. Like if I'm buying a new lawnmower, $200 lawnmower can't go against the $2,000 lawnmower. You have to go, like if the $2,000 lawnmower does the exact same thing as a $100 mower, why am I buying the other thing, right? Because it's got fancy buttons, fancy bottle. You know what I mean? So, yeah, to me, this one's a pass. Unfortunately. And again, it might just be the flop of the line. I smelt the big hype train of the line. A flop to me personally. I would never. And this one might be like the worst of the line. Maybe. I don't know. But both passes. No gems yet from the gem line. But if you are interested in this high-end line from Bvlgari, which obviously you can find at certain places, but they are kind of a little harder to find. You can find it at fragflex.com. That's where I got this little 30 mil. You can use my code TFG10. You get 10% off on your purchase. Doesn't need to be this. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below, good, bad, and the ugly on this particular release, Maravilla. I don't know how many people have smelt this. Probably, I'm going to be a guessing man here in my subscriber base. There might be one or two of you that have smelt this. Now, you can surprise me in the comments. We'll see. But, this is not, I don't know, this is not a hot topic here. But any video is a good video, personally, for me. So hopefully I help out someone that may be looking to get this release. Maybe I'll help you out. But right now, of this unboxing, very lukewarm. You could most likely, and you can go on Fragrantica, Parfum, Base Notes, all these websites and search this thing, and there might be zero information on it. Maybe there is. The sections in some of them that say compared to. Fragrantica's got it. I know they do. I don't think Base Notes does, but you can take a look at the comments and people will start comparing it, and I'm sure there's a couple designers in there that could probably scratch your itch instead of this one. Anyway, as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your, I don't know, your torch wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.